Yeah, hi. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late night, very late night, Raw review. Grab your Coca-Cola, drink my Nitsy Spy, Miss Bitches go, oh shit, oh shit. I didn't get to do this review earlier as I wanted to because I was busy with something else, but hey, let's talk about Raw for you. So, it was the season premiere, guys, and it's like, shut the fuck up about the season premiere. Every time it's a season premiere, and it's like, what's season premiere about it? Like, why is it called a season premiere? I don't know what to tell you. I'm tired of like this whole fucking term season premiere. It's so fucking irritating. You're not a season premiere. You haven't been fucking an off season. You know, I'm not gonna be like these motherfuckers. You Raw needs an off season or WWE needs an off season. Like, no, they don't need to be an off season. Like, that's the beauty of wrestling, I will say. At least it gives you something to watch. But the thing is, the problem with fucking wrestling, I don't know. Like, it's not good. That's the thing. How about actually try to be good? Hashtag. I don't know. Anyways, the show started with with Sami Zayn, right? Show started with Sami Zayn, and he just comes out basically saying that, talking about how he's not happy that Kevin Owens got drafted to SmackDown or whatever. Also, another thing about this show, that there was no Michael Cole. Instead, we got, so you know how Michael Cole said that he never missed the show. Now this is one of the shows he had to miss. Isn't that ironic? I don't know, whatever. Same thing has a Kevin Owens shirt on for some reason, but because he had to honor his own friend, he said that he's not happy that Kevin Owens got drafted to SmackDown, but he's still his best buddy. He's not happy that because this is like Jey Uso's this because of Jey Uso, even though he still likes Jey Uso and will support him. But he said this will give him a chance to be on his own and wants to prove that he is the world champion material. Well, to be honest with you, this kind of like how they've been kind of making Sami Zayn hasn't really worked to make him seem like world champion material in all honesty. So, anyways, the Judgment Day comes out and they surround the ring. They speak of how Rhea Ripley is going to remind the women's division that how she's in charge, and they talk about how Balor and Damon Priest are going to win back the tag titles. Lastly, Rhea mentions how Sami's a lost soul, and usually with lost souls, they will try to get him to join him. But for Sami, that's a different plan. They're just going to eliminate him from the roster completely. The Judgment Day surrounds Sami Zayn, but then Jey Uso comes out of a chair and evens the odds, and the Judgment Day retreats. Eventually, we see Sami and Jey backstage. He says, so the story here is Owens is forced to trade to SmackDown for Jey Uso. And so Sami has no best friends, no tag teams championship, no nothing. Meanwhile, Jey has Cody. He has the tag titles and he has everything. So Sami's a little mad at Jey for that, but he calms himself down and apologizes to Jey and going off on him. And said they're all good for now. And to say, so what? Like all of a sudden they're not good to each other anymore? Or I don't fucking know. First match. Nakamura defeated Ricochet in a Falls Count Anywhere match. This was honestly one of the less intriguing, kind of boring Falls Count Anywhere matches I have ever seen. Sure, there were some impressive, like, Ricochet did a dive onto Nakamura. He did like a shooting star press in like the top of the arena, which is actually not bad. I'm not going to take away from that. It's just this match was kind of pretty boring. Is it better than doing a gay-ass fucking boring technical wrestling match we've seen many times? Yeah, it's better. It's definitely their better match. It just, like, I didn't care much because there's lack of story. They brawled around the ring and whatever. Eventually, Nakamura pushed Ricochet through the table, which was like the only thing that really happened on this match with a weapon. And then he did the Kinshasa and he won. The match was whatever. It wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't really an exciting no disqualification false camera match, Then we see Gunter's video package, which actually looked pretty good. we see backstage by with Piper Niven. We see all this backstage of the women's locker room, whatever, that they talk about, something about Becky Lynch or whatever. And it's like, what the fuck am I watching here? Like, who fucking cares? Then we see Piper Niven defeating Natty Neidhart. I was just gonna go back and call her Dough Drop, because my god, what a doughy bitch she is. She's like more fatter than ever. Whatever. Dough Drop and Chelsea Green, they ambushed Natty Neidhart. I thought that fucking Chelsea Green does not want to be a tag team partner. I don't know, they're buddies again now or whatever. Then Tegan Nox comes out and they're calling her I don't know what they're calling her, but her nickname just sounds retarded. It's the British Buster or Nutcracker or something. And it's like, I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is wrong? What are they calling? Whatever. It just sounds stupid. Anyways, fucking, yeah, Chelsea, not Chelsea, fucking Tegan Nox saves Natty Neidhart and no reaction and no one fucking cares. You see backstage that Damian Priest talks to Balor how they need to take out McIntyre to show that they don't need to be, they're not to be messed with. Rhea Ripley says she has handled Drew and says that Balor and Priest will just need to get back the titles now and put the women's division on notice. And then the question is, what deal did she make with McIntyre? We see Rollins calling out McIntyre. Rollins got a disc drive on his face for some fucking reason. Apparently that's apparently cool. How is it cool? It just looks fucking retarded. Rollins mentioned what happened back last week. How there was like a brief thing about McIntyre, Rhea Ripley. Drew says, first off, I ain't thirsty like creep like Jey Uso. She came to me. And then he talks about how, I have a catchy theme song too. I can bring it back, but I don't need that crutch. And you never hear that shot that takes you down. And then he goes on to say that you need to think long and hard on how you're going to make revenge yourself a 23rd time after I beat you with a title crown jewel. He mentioned that. Basically, what they did is they talked about the bloodline, how all this time they had to deal with the bloodline and shit like that. It's like, aren't you guys baby faces? Like, why y'all complaining? Whatever. I don't know. I just really don't care, in all honesty. But it's just them complaining about the bloodline and then like about how to go win the world title and whatever. There's no real story in this fucking match. It just get it. We're baby faces. Let's have a good match and see if we can be good buddies after or whatever. It's like, or I don't fucking know. It's announced that Logan Paul will be on SmackDown this week, but not just that, he'll be also on Monday Night Raw. Ludwig Kaiser defeats Johnny Gargano with the assist of Giovanni Vinci, and I don't care. Then we go on to see Indy Hartwell challenging Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's title, even though you're on the main roster, and like, why would she want to be? Again, who fucking cares? Also, not just that, like, Becky Lynch, she's already facing, we already know that she's facing the Lyra Valkyria bitch on NXT, right, in a few weeks. Who the fuck's gonna care about her versus Indy Hartwell? No one knows what Indy Hartwell is, and who the fuck will care if that match is happening next week? Do I even think that Becky's going to lose the fucking title? Like, what's the point of even doing these predictable title matches? Like, for fuck's sakes. What are you doing? But then fucking I don't know. Like, she makes fucking that bitch happy or whatever. I don't fucking know. Eventually, we see her get confronted by Rhea Ripley, and then she talks to herself like, Becky, 2 belts. So, wow, she's going to tease becoming 2-belt champ, whatever. Then we see Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn backstage says, you can't relate because you've never been the world champion. I never forgot what you did in the bloodline or something. I don't know if that what he mentioned. All I know is that they're having a match next week, even though they're baby faces, and I just don't know why. Nor do I care. Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler ends in a no contest, and then we get the disgusting She-Hulks coming out to the ring. Eventually, Adam Pearce makes this match a fatal 5-way match for crown jewel. Like anybody in Saudi Arabia is gonna want to see them. You know, the only good thing about Saudi is that they're gonna cover these bitches. I mean, except Raquel Rodriguez. Who the fuck resembles a woman in this fucking match? And I know all the fucking smarky fans be like, "Mommy," like y'all fucking weird. You guys have weird taste in women. I swear to God. But like, good, cover them because no one wants to see this disgusting She-Hulk selves. Then Becky makes the match official backstage, like how she's gonna face Amy Hartwell. Then fucking the bitch, what's that bitch? Fucking Xia Li. She's talking about how she always like getting her opportunity, like, you know, Becky always accepts open challenges, but not hers. Like, who gives a shit? Whatever. Who the fuck are you? Like, seriously, who the fuck is this bitch? Then Jade Cargill comes in, like, you know, after like basically Adam Pearce and Becky like agree. Yeah, there's everybody's coming after the men, but then we see Jade Cargill comes in, and then they introduce each other. There you go. And then fucking Adam Pearce welcomes Jade to Monday Night Raw and says, "Oh, you need something red now." Whatever. I will say this with Jade Cargill, she looks like a star. I like what they're doing. I didn't mention this on SmackDown, what they did with Jade Cargill, where they had her show up on SmackDown. She looked like a star. I will say that. You know, that's something good I will say. Next match, Gunter defeated Bronson Reed to retain the Intercontinental Championship. I will say this. This was actually a good match. This was really good. I will say this. I'm surprised. Bronson Reed, I'm not a big fan of that guy. But this was actually a good match. You know, these big guys, you know, fucking proving how big man can wrestle. Just fucking doing, you know, it was actually pretty good. I will say this. It makes me believe that, yes, this is a fucking big wrestling match I can get behind. The problem is there's no real story in this match, but hey, at least the match was good. You know, it's not bad. Okay, it helps Gunter make him look good, and it was actually a good match. It's just I wish there was a little bit of story, but I liked that match. I really did. We then see Veer Mahan back in WWE, and he's here. He finally came again, and fucking, what was it, Indus Shear or whatever, fucking General Hallscrewter showed up again and no one cares. We see, for some reason, the New Day challenge Alpha Academy for God knows what reason while they were doing Pilates. And then during, the only highlight of this was Akira Tozawa playing comic relief, and it's just, I don't know. He basically was just dancing with the fucking weights, with the light weights, and it's like, that was the only thing, like, okay, it's kind of amusing, but it's like, this is a wrestling show. We're the fucking badasses. Like, why are they, again, why do they want to face each other? Because they were doing Pilates, and they just, some stupid competition. Oh, how does this make any fucking sense? Why do the Alpha Academy want to face the New Day, or I should say the New Day want to face Alpha Academy? Like, why? I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. I just think this is all fucking retarded. Everything on this show is kind of going real retarded there. But I will say this, congrats to Kofi. And I will say, as much as I give shit a lot of these wrestlers, doesn't mean I hate the person. Kofi Kingston, God bless him for starting a library in Ghana. Really cool. Pretty fucking cool. I will say that's a pretty cool thing. I don't think there's something. Oh yeah, fucking. We see backstage, like, you know, I gotta say, man, you know, like, I'm happy to let the bloodline. You know, Sammy is still cool, but you know, I'm in Cody, man, and I'm so happy to be tag champions. And we're gonna retain the tag champions, get the blood WWE. Yeet. Whatever. Oh yeah, it's just funny. Johnny Gargano losing tonight, which is like, it's just funny. But then apparently we see Gunter says, you know, you gotta finish the job or else like something. I don't know. Does that mean they're going to do another rematch? I was not even paying attention. Like, really? Are they fucking doing another rematch? Like, God! Regardless, this entire show was just really background noise, and I just didn't give a fuck. Honestly, if you cut the first hour, the show would legit be so much better. Like, I wish Raw would legit go back to 9 through 11. It would just be more of a relief, a more better watchability. Just, Because why? God, the first hour is just atrocious. Like, I mean, if you just maybe had the Falls Count match, the fucking decent matches you fucking announce, right? Maybe the show would have been a bit better. I don't know, but the show was still pretty boring for this supposed season premiere. Like, what is so premiere about this? Again, you're on every fucking time. You're doing the same shit. There's no real story. How is it that last year's season premiere Raw looked more intriguing as a fucking season premiere than this shit? Legit, last year, the season premiere, you had Reigns on the show. You had Lesnar returning and fucking confronting Lashley. You had a new United States Champion with Rollins. I was there on that SmackDown. Also, there was like DX reunion. I was there for that. How is it that a year later, the show is like garbage? Like, God. Was this a terrible show? Not exactly, but it was definitely kind of boring. Pretty boring. That's for damn sure. The main event. The Judgment Day defeated Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. The match was not bad, but it was literally the kind of more so the same match we seen at the pay-per-view. And again, I just don't get why is it that always we see the same type of match when they do rematches. Can we, God forbid, dispatch at a stipulation? Why can't they do, like, when you're going to do another match with the same people, you can't change up the match? Why is every time the same fucking match basically it's basically the same match? But yeah, Judgment Day won this time because of Jimmy Uso, because they have that affiliation where they're like together, or they're like a partnership a little bit. But it's also because they advance this Jey Uso Jimmy storyline. So Jimmy, who supposedly doesn't want to be against his brother, he did what he did to protect it, not protect him or whatever. Yet he's like willing to fucking attack him because Roman said so. And I'm just thinking to myself, where did this fucking Jimmy that we saw back in the Night of Champions go? Like, didn't he not want to be affiliated with Jimmy? And even like, what happened since the fucking SmackDown after SummerSlam? He doesn't care for Roman, but he didn't want to see his. What are you doing? What are they doing? Not that I hated the idea, like, how the hell are we gonna have fucking the Judgment Day winning? Like, and I don't mind really them winning. It just means like, great, we're gonna probably see another match with them. But like, hopefully they'll do something. But at least if it's a way to get to advance a story, I don't have a problem with it. It's just like, again, they really did drop the ball with Jimmy, kind of ruined his supposed character, and it ruined the like how does this make all types of sense? How does this make any sense? Again, Jimmy left the bloodline originally. It was him who pulled the trigger. And for some reason, now he's back to being part of Roman because of the supposed idea of Jimmy versus Jey for WrestleMania. Like, can you not just done this whole, like, why can't just Jimmy be the lone type of character? Like, why does he have to be part of the bloodline again? And again, Roman doesn't think, like, why are you back with me after you did what you did? Like, what the fuck are they doing? I don't know. The match was not bad. I don't entirely mind the outcome. It's just like, it's just like, wow. Like, again, how does it make any sense much? But it's whatever. I guess they'll find something. It's a bit intriguing, but it's like, whatever. Dominic got involved, but then Sammy tried to help, Cody and Jey. Eventually, after everyone was like knocked out, it was Jimmy who showed up and helped the Judgment Day won. This is happening because he's obeying Roman now because he doesn't want to see Roman. Roman doesn't want to see Jey and Cody on SmackDown. So like that was like their way of leading them to SmackDown, and it's okay. The match wasn't terrible. You had a big the Razor's Edge through the table to Cody after a low blow when the referee was not seeing. Jey basically became, he kind of became Super Jey a little bit, doing spears and just kind of overcome the odds, but then it was Jimmy who costed him the match. Yeah, okay. I'm a bit intrigued, but again, it just doesn't really make much sense of after all that happened. You know what I mean? So much for this. We're in the middle of the third inning, right? The match wasn't terrible. You know, you had two matches that were good, I thought. Or maybe like the Falls Count match was like whatever. It wasn't a terrible match, but it's definitely far from being a good Falls Count match. It was boring for some parts. A lot of boring shit happened on the show. So again, it was still a pretty boring show, but you did have two matches that I was a bit intrigued of. The Gunter Bronson rematch was actually a good match, and the main event was also not bad. But other than that, the show was still pretty boring. So it wasn't really like something to save the show, because really, if you think about it, most of this shit was pretty boring. But yes, so much for the season premiere. So overall, the show was, I don't know, it was pretty boring, but not the worst SmackDown. Maybe I don't know. It wasn't the worst SmackDown. Oh, not my first Smack. It was not the worst Raw of all time, but it was really more so boring. It was still boring, you know. That's all I have to really say. Wasn't worst SmackDown. Wasn't entirely that sucked, but it still kind of sucked. So, kind of sucky show still, despite the two matches. And they're much like, again, I'm not intrigued of McIntyre and Rollins because there's no real story and just everything what they're doing. It's like a bunch of crybaby shit, huh? I would say like what summarized this show better. Just watch fucking Russo. Just watch Vince Russo and Dr. Chris on the Sports Kita YouTube channel, the Raw review, and you'll know exactly what the truth is need to be said. Yeah, that's fucking Raw for you. Overall, pretty boring show. Kind of sucky. Sure, two good matches, whatever, but it's like wasn't enough to save the show. So much for the season premiere. Fuck the season premiere. Fuck it! Until next time, I'm just keep real, get your gains, close my misses, by missing bitches go, oh shit, that's what I'll say. Until next time, peace, yeah, bye.